Hi. I made $2,000 today day trading. My hair's getting in my frickin' face and it's making it itch. I got $2,000 day trading today. I can do this as a full-time job. Everyone thought I was a stupid, dipshit idiot, schizo, ADHD moron who could never hold a job. I just made $2,000 today with one trade. Technically, it was $2,500, but then I gambled again and lost $500 instead of just knowing when to stop. With the help of a Discord server, admittedly, that I had to pay money to join, with people in it who are far more educated on stocks than I am, but who are willing to lend me their expertise and help me out, I made $2,500 today. I can just do this. I'm actually just stress-free now. There's no reason for me to worry on any level. Unlocking this door. There's no reason for me to worry on any level about income anymore. This can just be what I do. That's already my month's expenses, or well, not all of my month's expenses, but like at least my rent and my student loan payments for the month are just, that's it. From one day of work. I mean, technically I've been trying to do this for 2 weeks, but a lot of that has been me like building up the skill set, but I did it. And it's surreal. It's honestly surreal. So I want to talk about something. Some of my friends, you know who you are, really need to see some encouragement right now. And you really need to see some beauty in life, in the world. You really need to feel good. So, I did say I wouldn't make any more filler videos, but this isn't filler. I can do what I want. And I am gonna make like higher effort videos soon. Like, give me like a week. I don't even think it will take that long. I think it'll only take me like 3 days, but then again, I don't know. I might have a friend over this weekend. I might not. I might decide to focus on making videos instead. I was stressing out about like, okay, if I can't make this work, if I can't make income from this, I'm gonna have to like find a job and then schedule in my like video production into the job, or just make a video where I say, I'm getting a job and I can't focus on YouTube, whatever, and then not do it. But I can. I got the good ending. I will be able to do this over and over again. I will be able to replicate this. It's all about absurd levels of obsessive risk management and knowing everything about all the moving pieces involved and then just doing it, but also having enough money to leverage to do it. But even with just $1,000, you can start off and you can double that in a month and then double that in under. I started off with a much bigger head start than most people. So I'm definitely, like, this definitely isn't something that just anyone can do, but like, I'm definitely a privileged dickhead, but like, oh my God, I can actually just keep living indefinitely. I have the freedom to do that now if I want. And that freedom has made me so just like at peace. Like now that I'm not worried on any level about like, am I gonna run out of money? Because I know I won't do that unless like the world falls apart. Like, I'm okay, you know? I'm just okay. some of my friends are really struggling right now, and I just want them to know that, like, life really is beautiful. And, like, I have this, like, internal good feeling in my chest, like I'm being loved by existence, even when I'm alone. And I feel that way all the time now. And, like, I'm just happy to be alive. Like, I just feel loved and appreciated. And not everyone I know feels that way. And unfortunately, I don't live very close to many of them. I live pretty far away from the vast majority of them because they're all on Discord online. So I can't easily encourage them, like, personally. There's not much I can do when someone has, like, depression and they're, like, halfway across the world. I can't really do anything with that. So I just want to encourage you. You know who you are. All of you. And if you are a stranger and you feel like you need encouragement like that, well, then this is for you too. So it's not just to my friends, it's also to you. So there you go. There was something I wanted to talk about when I started this recording. I'm trying to remember what it was. But I'm just gonna run. I'm just gonna run and feel good. Because this is my YouTube channel. I can do whatever I want. I'm 26, I can act like a freaking 13-year-old with a camera. No one can stop me. No one can stop me. No one can stop me. Except the police if I'm trespassing on someone's property. But technically the people who live here are allowed to walk around this whole area. We all live here, not just me and them, so. Bird up there. So what on earth was I gonna talk about? There was, like, something that I wanted to say, and I'm trying to remember what it was. Let's just make up something. I want to talk about people. Don't sit under this in case this falls on me. I want to talk about, like, I want you to approach life with a cut out all the unnecessary fat approach. I want you to think like this is how, like, an autistic person like me, is as anxious as me and as paranoid as me, goes through life, is you just go like, what do I not actually need, but I just think I need? Cut that out of my life. And if you're too scared to do that with the thing in question, then just don't cut it out of your life. Just say, it's fine. We won't cut that out. We'll just cut out the thing that I do have the bravery to cut out immediately right now. And then before you know it, your life will look like this. It'll look stress-free and magical. And you won't even have, I don't have school, I don't have a job, I don't have anyone to answer to, and I made $2,000 today. That is insane. That is insane. I caught not even that big of a move on the SPY, the SPY, and I made $2,500 and then lost $500 in 10 seconds making a stupid gamble. But yeah. And like later, like a different trade. And my God, just the amount of security that brings me is insane. And I was thinking, like, oh my God, I gotta, like, I find myself in this funny scenario, right? Where now I'm like, okay, but am I gonna become complacent? Am I gonna just relax and do nothing with my life now that I have a way to persist permanently and not have to worry about anything? And the answer is no. Now, I remember what I was gonna say. Duh. I was just gonna say, like, the irony is that now I feel secure. Like, now suddenly I'm super motivated to do things. Like the world is ending. Like I have limited time left to do it. Which is hilarious, because when I didn't have income, that was even more true. Because if I didn't do it right now I would, I would lose the ability to make income off of doing YouTube or something. But like, the thing that's crazy to me is that like, even though I literally can just make money from trading, oh, that light just came on. Even though I can literally just make money from trading now, I still, like, I find myself in this mental state where I'm like, I don't want to become complacent. I don't want to enter a mental state where I'm like, oh, so I just don't have to do anything then. I can just relax. I'm not under the obligation to do anything because I want to do so much. I want to accomplish so much, and I'll regret it later if I don't. So I'm still acting like I have limited time and money left, even though I don't, effectively, essentially. Assuming our entire society doesn't collapse in the next 6 months, which is possible, I suppose. But yeah, so I always find myself in conflict with whether I want to work and make money or work on something I'm passionate about. And I don't want to continue to fuel that dichotomy, if that makes sense. So there's a part of me that's insane enough that it's like, even though I literally can just make $2,000 a day, I want to go, okay, I made my $2,000. Now, just go make videos for the rest of the month instead of making more money. Because that's where like greed comes in. It's like the moment that you like make the moment you make it a cycle where it's like, okay, I'm doing the cycle. That's the moment that you lose touch, lose sight of like why you're actually doing what you're doing. Like, it's not about the money, it's about the financial freedom. But then there's another part of me that's like, you dumb fucking bullshitter. If anyone else had this level of privilege that you have, they would take full use of it, so you should take full use of it. So I think I will. I think I'll try to get at least one good trade a day. I think that's reasonable. And just, like, but I don't have to. I am always, my biggest strength and weakness as a human being is that I always find new chains and new limitations. And like, my biggest strength is that like I expand to any container I'm put in. I'm like water. But my biggest weakness is that I also focus on the limitations and I get frustrated by them, no matter how good my situation is in life and anything. It's like I've trained myself to never be happy with it, to always go, okay, but how can I improve it? And the reason is because I have this like moral responsibility for like, I have to fix the world. But like, I had this epiphany where it's like, if I just only feel that way insofar as it lets me feel self-righteous and self-assured, but then the moment it starts to actually unironically stress me out, just go, just relax and don't do anything today. And don't demand anything of myself. Then I end up becoming far more powerful in like a interpersonal sense. Like in a like, I just have an energy about me sense. If I'm stressed out all the time because I have to be perfect, oh my God, nobody likes that. And if I am just totally la-di-da, dipshit, don't make any money, don't do anything with your life, just people don't take me seriously. So I have to find a happy balance. I have to find a medium. And, well, frankly, I just want you to think about your life. And I say this as someone with unfathomable fucking privilege. I was given an obscene amount of stock money to pay for college. And then it wasn't even enough to pay for college completely. I needed that plus a bunch of scholarships. But then it exploded in 2020 because all the stock prices exploded in 2020 with the wealth transfer and everything. So I ended up with way more money than I started with. If I had sold all of my stock in April of 2024, I would have ended up with $104,000, and then I would have paid off my $56,000 of student debt, and I would have ended up with like, after taxes, at least $40,000 just in my bank account that I could spend however I want. That's like 2 years of money. And if I had learned how to day trade in the past, I could be a millionaire by now. I could be a fucking millionaire by now if I had just learned how to do this years ago. But better late than never. And it's powerful. It's made me realize, like, wow, society is even more unfair than I thought. Like, you can just turn your money into more money. How fair is that? But also, it's like, wow. Also, wow, you can, you can turn your money into more money. And you can, if you don't have as much money, then you're even more screwed. You have to, like, the trick to life is to not let yourself become reliant on things that you don't need. You don't need your job needs you. Your job needs you, not the other way around. And the only reason you need your job is because you need money. So if you can find a way to get money without the damn stupid job that you don't want, you should be doing that. But that's the problem, is that it's always unfulfilling. It's always this or that. And it's like, well, think of it this way. Damn the system. To hell with the system. Who cares how immoral the system is? You live under it. And if you want to do something else, you got to take that first step. You want to grow your own food so you don't have to buy food? You want to live in your own housing? Okay, what are the obstacles standing in my way of that? Housing laws, zoning laws, land laws. Okay, let's rally against those things insofar as they give individual autonomy to members of society. Okay, what's stopping me from being able to just be financially free? A system of capitalism that is explicitly designed to make the rich richer and to keep the poor in like a matrix of their own entertainment. Okay, then don't play into it and fight against it wherever you can. If you can find little ways to, it's getting a little darker, getting a little more aesthetic. If you can find little ways to, just vibe harder. I'm so autistic. I want to run around. In the dark, near trees. I miss when I was like a little kid and I could like run through the forest and it wouldn't bother my allergies. I miss that. Look at this. So yeah, little secret about these Crocs. I saw these Crocs in the shoe store. I thought, these are really cool. I love this color. I got them. I went over to them, picked them out. My dad was at the store with me. And my dad tells me, well, I'm like 25 years old, don't get those. Those would make you look gay. And then I bought them anyway. Yeah, I bought them anyway. Thank you very much. So that's a little funny little story. So yeah, and I'm bi, thank you very much. But these are just cool shoes. I just like the color scheme. That's all, really. So anyways, yeah, basically, now that I have the freedom, the financial freedom, I will use it properly. And I will live as if I still have to work. Like, I'm going to try to mentally treat it as if I needed to get income from YouTube. Then again, maybe not. Maybe I just make the weirdest, fucking nichest art with zero regard for if anyone would like it or not, right? Because I don't need to impress anyone. Because literally it doesn't matter. I just need to, does getting popular really matter to me all that much? No. The only reason that getting popular would matter to me is because I want to positively affect change, and that's easier to do when more people are looking at you. You know what I mean? I love dealing with color like this. I love the way that areas like this look, especially on this camera. There's a reason I haven't gotten rid of this camera. So, yeah. I can't wait to start making all the crazy artsy stuff that I've been talking about. I'm really excited to do it. So, thank you for watching. And I'm gonna go inside. And I'll see you later. But before I stop the video, let's just go inside. Let's just finish going inside. Let's pray to Buddha and go this way. I live in a magical world, a magical life. I really do. I really do live a magical life, you know? I'm watching this guy play the Stanley Parable, who's a therapist, so that's interesting. I am genuinely extremely motivated. It's getting dark fast. Wrong light. That's the outside light. I'm genuinely extremely motivated to, like, just make a cozy corner on the internet for weirdos like me. And what else do I want to talk about in this video? I guess what it really boils down to is, like, things only get easier for people who have it easy, and they only get harder for people who have it hard. So I want to help make things easier for people around me. But sometimes something else can happen. And this is a really interesting thing I've noticed. If someone's life really, really sucks, and you're just a wonderful person for them, and you're just there for them, and all this kind of stuff, sometimes being too nice to someone who's, like, too abused and depressed can just make them more depressed. Because they become convinced that, like, oh, I'm friends with someone really nice, but I'm still depressed. So that means that that's, like, the best that life has to offer. And it's never going to get any better than this. And then, like, oh, that sucks. But, like, honestly, the way that people really, like, the way that people's, like, nervous systems are programmed to feel better about things is that, like, it needs time and consistency. But also, you yourself have to, like, choose to be happy. There's this thing that, like, I was told by my family a long time ago, and I've pissed people off in my life by telling them this, and I get it. This is, like, an incredibly annoying thing to tell anyone. But I was depressed, like, to suicidal point in 6th grade. I couldn't stop thinking about negativity. But also, I did have a previous point in my life where I was very happy. So I went from being very happy to being very suicidal. Some people are never very happy beforehand. They just go straight to being very suicidal later in their life, basically. Or earlier in their life, basically. They just go straight to it. And then later in their life, they're still suicidal. So they've never known happiness. That's a little different. But still. I was told by my sister, oh my gosh, stop being so negative. Just stop being depressed. Just the next time you want to think about, oh, the grass is dead, and that makes me think about death, and that's sad. Just stop thinking about that. And just force yourself to think about something happy instead. Just go, I'm not going to think about dead grass. And, oh, but that makes me think about it more. Oh, no, it doesn't. Just stop. Mind over matter. But instead of, I don't want to think about dead grass, just think, I do want to think about ice cream trucks on sunny summer days. Or, right, like hot cocoa on cold winter days. And just, like, think about things that make you comfortable. And they don't even have to be things that you think of words for. They can be images. They can be vibes. Just anything that makes you comfortable, just think on that. And don't allow yourself to be negative, right? And, oh my God, it's wonderful. I spent, like, a year being like, I'll try that. It was my last, I'm also very autistic and abnormal, so that probably has a piece of the puzzle, but, like, I didn't completely overcome all my problems, and in a lot of ways I kind of shoved some of them to the side and had to deal with them later, but the ideology of just deal with it later, like, unironically, but, like, You don't have to, like, certain things are just useless. Like, you thinking about death all the time, or only thinking negatively, those things can be overcome. Just stop being so fucking negative. Just stop your brain. Like, physically try to stop your brain from thinking about those things. And just think about the things that make you happy. Remember what it was like to used to be happy, and just force yourself to be that way. And if you force it enough, and you spend enough time around people that you genuinely feel comfortable around and that love you enough, then it will just become your default. And then you'll have to try to be sad. And your default will be to be happy all the time. For me, I'm such a fucking autistic psychopath that being happy was like, I would always feel like, oh, I'm happy at like an inappropriate time. The people around me are all sad, and I'm like, I just want to be happy. I just want to talk about stuff that makes me happy. And it turned me into like a toxically positive person. So like there are upsides and downsides, but like that's other people's problem, right? I dealt with good things. Now, I did end up having a lot of problems later in my life. So maybe it wasn't the best long-term strategy. Maybe it really was just shoving it deep down or whatever. But like, I didn't shove everything deep down. Some things I just didn't do anymore. Like, there was a certain period of my life where like I felt physically unwell. Like there was a chemical imbalance in my brain. Like I could feel it. Like looking at a wall inside makes me think about the wall and all the bad vibes of like the paint on the wall and how real and grimy it is and how not nature. Just shut up. Stop. Just focus on, just don't fucking focus on that. Just focus on the overall vibe of the room that also happens to have small details in it. And you can choose to involve yourself in those little details as much as you need to, or as little as you need to. As little as you want. Whenever you get into it, you can do that. It's like, I think the best advice I can give is like, instead of just being in a constant state of like pure vulnerability, don't do that. Just be in a constant state of, I have a shield up around me. And I open up the shield a little bit for the things that I'm comfortable with. And eventually, after a decade of that, I'm able to open my shield up completely. And then I'm able to just have normal human boundaries, even though I used to be an autistic weirdo who had no boundaries. And I still have no boundaries in some other weird ways, or I did for a while, but that's not really the topic of this video. The point is that, like, genuinely, in a really fucked up weird way, some of the best advice for depression actually is just stop. Have you tried stop being depressed? Duh. Which is like a really annoying thing to like, but seriously, have you ever tried just stop being depressed? Just stop it. And to get some help. Stop thinking so deeply about it. Just relax. But don't even relax. Force yourself. Like, work out your brain muscle. It's like lifting weights. Like your muscles will atrophy if you never lift weights, but they'll be sore if you lift too much weights. Your brain will be sore if you try to think positively. But if you pace yourself and you really go work at it, you can work out your brain muscle, and then the like positive tendon, the like positive brain muscle becomes strong. And it becomes your new normal. And now, instead of thinking negatively automatically about everything, you think positively automatically about everything. And you have to stop and intentionally force yourself to think negatively. And then, thinking negatively about things can even be fun and indulgent, which is like how Markiplier is. And I get him on like a spiritual level. That's why like playing horror games is fun, and playing this and that is fun. Because you're like leaning into a certain like emotional vibe that's like not normal for you, but it is capable. It's part of the spectrum of emotions, right? And being able to have mastery over your emotions is really important. And as in my adulthood, I would jump into so many things like sexuality or like mania and just like things that felt strong. And I would be like, the way to feel the best as a person is to lean into these as hard as possible. And actually, like that works for like a supremely short amount of time, and then it burns out. That isn't to say that you shouldn't ever do those things. you know, in like controlled environments and safe bursts. It just means that like those aren't good ways to be. Like, you shouldn't seek those things out as like, because what people often do is they're depressed and they are they're depressed and they think, I'm just thinking about the fact this is a 30-minute video. What am I gonna call it? After being like, I'm not gonna make filler videos, and then this is a 30-minute video. But I'll try to bring this to a close. What depressed people, I forgot what I was saying, so I need to think back. I can't stop the recording. I have to think back. Has anyone tried to message me with anything urgent? No, actually. Wow, okay, well, there you go. Depressed people, I don't even want to lay down. I'm not tired yet. Depressed people tend to, I don't like the shadows cast by my glasses. Depressed people, they tend to, I was talking about flexing your muscles and forcing yourself to be positive, and then it'll be the default. I was talking about, I was talking about like mania and like leaning into just like strong emotions. Sometimes what depressed people will do is people are depressed because of the chaos in their life. But chaos is also all they know, and people are hardwired for familiarity. So people will seek out a chaotic, and this is actually something I got from another YouTube channel. I always forget her last name, Bailey something. She's a YouTuber who makes videos just like this every day where she talks to a camera for like a half an hour. So she's partially what inspired me to make these videos and not feel bad about it. Because like, I'm not the only one doing this. But, and she's like super attractive. So if someone who's super like conventionally attractive, like just objectively attractive, you know, does something that I used to think was cringe, then I can go, okay, maybe it isn't so cringe. Maybe making videos where you just talk to your camera for like an hour is like just cool, actually. You know, bring you back to the old vibe of YouTube where people just were human with each other. They didn't need to wrap it up in a layer of production. They didn't have to do all this bullshit video editing with music and you know, whatever. I mean, I can still do music. And I might start editing these videos minimally, but I want to get this to you as fast as possible, which means that I'm going to go to bed. But yeah, I'm not all there mentally. I'm dealing with my problems one piece at a time, which partially means that I'm allowing myself a lot more boundaries than usual, which means that I'm worrying a lot less about editing. I'm being much less of a perfectionist, basically. Things don't have to be the way I want them to for them to exist. Isn't it nice when things get dark? Isn't that cool? But the point I was making a minute ago is that depressed people are often depressed because of some chaos in their life or some trauma or something. Like they came from a chaotic home without much stability, lots of turmoil. And so you grow, this is what Bailey's video is about. You grow to expect chaos. And you look for relationships with people, friendships and partnerships, where you like just need conflict. You'll find someone who's like sodium to your water, but you will just insist on talking to this person because chaos is all you know and all you've been taught to accept. But life doesn't have to be chaotic. You're allowed to go, I don't want to do that. I don't want to have a chaotic life. I want to just be a normal person who does normal person things. You know? Friends should make you feel comfortable. You should feel like you get to just let go of all inhibitions and be yourself around those people. And just hug your pillow while laying like in your bed and they're laying in their sleeping bag across the room and you're talking about like whatever it is you talk about. Girls, boys, video games. But yeah, just like stop worrying so much about how you come across to people. Just live your life. I'm talking to myself. Parker, just live your life. But I'm still like a huge fucking weirdo. Because most people are emotionally stunted and can't handle real conversations. And people being robotic like this makes them feel more comfortable than people just living, you know? But what I've learned is that when I just live, I still am careful to not do specific things that make people uncomfortable. I'm actually just like, I put people more at ease than when I try to be robotic like this. If I act anything less than robotic, I'll break the code of my NPC brethren, and I will terrify them. Just stop thinking about life like that. Just relax. And even if you're a bit of a weirdo, like whatever, then they'll categorize you that way. You're a bit of a weirdo, and you'll make friends with people who are also a bit of a weirdo and who can handle that. And all the people who think you're a bit of a weirdo, they just won't be fucking friends with you. They'll be friends with someone else. So the point I'm making is that people in general, they always think to themselves that they have to have like a chaotic friendship where like shit is happening all the time. And that's the thing that I'm trying to get you to hear right now, is that it doesn't have to be that way, okay? You don't have to have friends who just make your life a living hell, who just constantly get in fights with you but then like have little moments where you get along. That doesn't mean you're not allowed to have friends like that, or you can't, or there's no like upside to that, or that conflict and like rivals are overrated, honestly. But it does mean that you should have some friends, some relationships that are just solid rocks for you. The majority of your friend groups should be people who just, they ground you, that they make you feel good. They make you feel comfy. Comfortable. Comfy. They don't make you feel like you're a fucking freak of nature who doesn't belong in this world. You don't belong in this world, monster. That's a Richter quote from Super Smash Bros. Ultimate and Castlevania. So, the point I'm making is that if you're depressed, sometimes you're just kind of this insinuation that things need to be chaotic. And if things aren't chaotic, they're not familiar, they're scary, and they're different. And as such, they kind of scare you, and they kind of make you feel empty and weird. So, sometimes it helps to just have a friend who's chaotic. But sometimes, you don't need that. So, it's good to find people who fill both roles in your life. It's good to have a friend who you can just be totally yourself, not worry about coming across as weird no matter how you act or what you say or what you do. And have a friend who you have to be more cordial around, and that you're afraid that if you say the wrong thing, you'll piss them off. That way you have a healthy balance. And that way when you go into the real world, you won't feel like a fucking freak out of place. Either because all your friends are chaos agents, and when you're around people who treat you nice, you don't know how to respond, or because you're around yes men all the time, so when you deal with anyone who doesn't amplify your narcissism, you don't know how to respond to it. I would know because I've been literally both of those people, so yeah. Anyways, I'm going to end the video before it becomes 600 billion hours long. Thank you for watching this YouTube video. If you liked the video, be sure to dislike it. Let me know how much you liked this video by disliking it. Only I will see it. Goodbye.